Hello and welcome. This is going to be a collective reading for Capricorn. If you're new, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, babes, I love and appreciate each of you. Alright, Cappy's got love begins. There's some kind of new opportunity headed towards you. Ship off. Others of you, I have you finding some kind of safe haven. Some of you guys like clearly understanding what love looks like in this next chapter. This could be love of yourself. Others, this is love in a relationship. Because maybe the type of relationship we're looking for is different in this chapter. I've got spiritual strength. You know, you guys came through something. Others of you, you know, there's this new love of self. I got some of you guys that just like the waiting. And maybe, you know, once you do this reflection about what you're trying to attract in this next chapter, you understand why. Because this might be a type of partnership that you've always longed for. And kind of like, why don't I have it? But it just really had to do with the type of chapters you were trying to write. Like, you wanted to be at a different level before you had this type of partnership. If that makes sense. So it was written that way for you. Recognition and reward. Yeah, you wanted to stand strong in your own in some way before you added another partner into this. And so like this kind of next level relationship love that you're looking for, you're finally ready for that chapter to be written. You know what I mean? But you definitely wanted to accomplish something on your own. Others of you, I mean, this is something in self. Definitely big love of self. How you're worthy of that love. How you deserve that kind of love. How you deserve to be loved for who you are. You know what I mean? I've got truth and heartache and loss. Some of you got an ending or you just had one. Like, there was a breakup, but there's a reason for it. Not that that love wasn't good. For some of you, it was a good love, but it wasn't that kind of partnership for that next level. But you kind of, if you're being honest, hon, you recognize that this wasn't going to be that level anyways, which is why you entertained it the way you did, right? It was right for that time of your life. But, you know, hopefully we're doing okay at letting go of what was so we can receive what we wanted, right? If you're holding on to this past love, how are you going to receive the new one? So just be careful of getting stuck on holding on to them feelings. Moving on, throat chakra and memories of love. Yeah, I've got you guys finally ready to let go of some stuff. Others of you, you know, getting another vision and making it easier on how, you know, we want different loves at different stages in the game, right? And we really need to reflect on that. For some of us, you know, that's our guidance. And we're not going to be able to receive this next level love until we clearly state, you know, what are we trying to attract? What kind of love do we want? Others of us, I mean, we're moving on past traumas. For every, like, wound that there was, we're able to love ourselves through it, you know? Or bring love into it. You know what I mean? And love ourselves in the end. Even if I can't love myself for who I was in that moment, like, I can love myself for not being them now. You know what I mean? Like, right? Destiny. Yeah, remember, you know, you guys are really working with this. And what do you want in this chapter? Others of us, you know, But there's that recognition that when we partner up, as awesome as that is, you have, even let's say, over your fated life, right? Because destined is different. And if you're trying to pick destined a lot, unless you're with somebody who's always like, no, let's stay on the destined, right? You're going to stay coupled and on the destined. Someone who likes to have a little bit more say with their free will, right? They're going to pull you off that path more. Alright, so just be aware of that. Those of you that are trying to bring in that love, if you're really trying to walk a destined path, make sure that those are the energies that you're entertaining and not just some thirsty ass liar. Yeah, balance. Mm-hmm. You guys got big level ups here, right? I've got soul ascensions, right? Conscious ascensions, ego deaths, right? And ego does not always mean like I'm an egotistical demon, right? Because ego can be how I formed views of the world around me and situations in it that weren't true, right? They were lies. Whether I was intentionally lying to myself or I was just believing lies of another, like there's an ego there. You didn't clearly see it what it was. Crown chakra. I have us not having headaches as much. Not going into fear when we try and get inside our consciousness in a different way. Much clearer downloads for the majority of you. Others of us, we're going to have a big conscious expansion. Wisdom. You know more. Others of us, we've got our journals. Big journaling here. Choose of selves. I've got declarations, right? This person said I was stupid and I was worthless, right? I am intelligent. I am valuable, right? So you can just do like a list there and then the ones. But it's like really declare what you are. Believe it, accept it, and embrace it. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's like steps and empowerment afterwards. Like, I will not ever tolerate that bullshit again. Right? That's speaking with authority, right? Now I'm commanding what is allowed and not allowed around me. I'm speaking that on a frequency into existence, right? And then what? So be it. So be it, right? I'm going to learn how to freaking conjure. Yeah, you're going to learn your power this year, boo-boo. Some of you are finally going to be able to speak with power. You know what I mean? Others of us, we're pulling towards us what we're trying to attract. We're standing in the strength to do so. Right, for some of you, this might be like a side project. This new love might be like a new business or charity. It may not be, it could just be volunteer work. It may not be, the same as everybody else's, but there's a wisdom going into it. For some of you, if this is like volunteer work or business related, I've got similar shadow work where it's like maybe times where it rocked you or lessons learned from past volunteers. Like maybe it's just, I need to bring extra water. Something like that going into it, before I get there and forget it, right? If I do this reflection beforehand, I'm going to remember it. If I don't do it, then I'm going to get there and remember it when I'm like, damn, I learned that lesson last time. Well, yeah, you did. Yes, you did. Shadow. Being at peace with this. learning this. Expanding past self, like with 18, right? It's going beyond you. Some of you guys, I mean, you're getting ready to go into the veil or see behind it. You know what I mean? But there's something from the past that can help you. So definitely doing a reflection and pulling out these little wisdoms is going to make you stronger. And, you know, I'm already wise on one level, but I can prove how wise I am by reflecting and pulling those wisdoms and then using them. And then you kind of like learn how you hit different levels as you go along, right? Wherever we're at in this. We've got triumphant success, positive movement forward, and transformation. Stand your ground. New beginnings again, 1, 8. We've got 13. And then 7. Confidence in self. Others of you with this stand this ground, triumphant success. You're really just speaking your truth, right? I'm speaking my truth. I am working on commanding with my words, right? The power of speech, using intention with it. Recognition that, you know, just when we speak things like, I am strong, you already put that energy out there, right? Those of you interested in classes, hopefully in Cancer, I can get the website up. I used to do them for free, but you guys won't tip or subscribe, so I'm going to start charging for classes. We've got Ace of Wands. You're being handed a very passionate new beginning. And passionate, moral, exciting vibe. For some of you, yes, this relationship's going to be very passionate. This person, like, dual flames is really what I'm seeing. Pulling on the top here, it was a little bit different, but you have dual flames. Like, this person is very much able to keep up with your energy. If you're trying to pick destined more, they're trying to pick destined more. If you're trying to pick fated more, then you're getting one that wants to pick fated more, you know? Roll the dicey more, roll the dicey more. But it's what's right for you. Right? The Hermit. Again, if you can't, please do a reflection so you can see clearer. Others of you, we're just very passionate about doing the Hermit, doing the shadow work. Especially, you know, if you were newer. And it is very scary when you're first starting out. It is so scary. And if you're trying to do that, remember prayer. Prayer brings in the brightest light, honey. When you are scared, when you are struggling, you just pray. Right? And some of us didn't even know that. But now we know that. And we're getting better at it. And we like how we feel doing the shadow work, right? I like feeling lighter, right? I don't want to feel what I was feeling before. Or what I feel at times. But, I mean, a lot of us aren't even feeling them shadows like we were, right? Getting into that Hermit. Being prepared to do that in Cancer season. Really feeling at home in your shell. Feeling comfortable going through your emotions and not like you need to be afraid of them, that you need to be ashamed of them, that they aren't right? Like, my feelings are my feelings. They're valid, right? My feelings are valid. Six of Wands. You will be successful. You know, others of you, I've got this maybe wanting to be around others. You know, and those are the light. It's not about fame, right? But I have you wanting to lead the way for others. Like, I want to be able to go back and help somebody else who's like, I was so much weaker than I am at one point in time, right? Like, this was probably maybe a low point for me, one of the lowest. You know, I too have struggled. I want to help somebody with their shadows. Just to help somebody. You will be able to do that. For those of you where, I mean, maybe you do try and help people up the mountain while you're going up the mountain. This was one of those times where it was like you needed to go alone first, so then you could go back and help others. Right? I had to make it through my shadows first. 2 of Pentacles. For some of you, that's going to be a test. Right? And it's headed towards you during Cancer season, right? You might do good pulling away and getting with the shadow work. Others of you, someone tries to keep you out and about more, and they're not respecting your boundaries for your need to hermit more, right? Because you're trying to put yourself first. You know, I want to be me again, completely. I want to be through my shadows. I don't want any residual wounds that still need attention. Others of you is like, I want to catch up with the rest of the collective. You know what I mean? Technically, everybody else is done with their ego deaths. Don't forget, Cancer's that test season, honey, for a lot of you, where it's like, are you did you say you're going to do? Would you be set up to fail? Or are you strong enough to recognize something now and make a boundary? Right? Like, no, I'm going to pick me. You can't. You know, 6 of Pentacles. Where's your energy going and attention, honey? Most of you guys, you put up that boundary. Right? You're like, no, it's me. I pick me. You go through the thing and you're supposed to. Right? Where there's a couple of days where you're like, wait a second. I'm letting this distract me from what my goal was for this month, which is me, right, in my shadow work. And you get awareness and you're like, wait. And the next time they reach out, you're like, no, I'm working on self today, right? I'm busy, I can't. And you don't always have to go into explanation. For some of you, keeping it vague is going to be easier. Just being like, I'm busy today, right? Not everybody can go with you. Yeah. 3 of Cups, King of Swords, and Ace of Cups. As much as you love your friends, I have a lot of you guys where it's like, I mean, you pick yourself on, and you're supposed to. Others of you, whatever you're thinking about pouring into, right? I mean, you're going to be successful. Others of you, you can do better with eyes on you than you think you can. You're going to do a lot better than you think. And your path's a little bit different. So once you get your downloads, especially those who are a little bit more nervous, you get presented with more small groups and build up to a large group. You're not just like thrown in front of a sea of 100 people trying to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, you speak in front of a group of 3, then it's like a group of 10. It's the slow growth that you need. But, you know, mature Capricorn understands patience and hard work. And they like slow growth. You know, what's the rush? Right? What is the rush? Don't y'all even know how to enjoy growing? Don't you know how to enjoy the hard work? Right? It's like the worst thing in the fucking world. To, you know, get a longer chapter at something. You know? I love you, Cappies. The Sun. This is so good for you. You're going to be so excited for this next chapter. Some of you guys have little snippets and awareness. Others of you, you're going to be receiving this dream starting in Cancer. And by the end of Cancer, it's like, oh damn. You know what I mean? Right? So this is where I'm going next. This is the next project. This is the next level. Some of you guys getting more into timing here, and it's some of it's on a personal level, like universal timing. 3 of Pentacles. Some of you guys solo work, right? Especially those doing the shadow work, but you pick right. You do get through this, though. By the end of Cancer, like, I mean, you might, you know, you're just at a different level, right? Others of you, you really are going to enjoy this next project. Those of you that are going to try and make a love offer, I have them wanting to, right? The World. Next big chapter. Some of you guys, I mean, you gonna be famous. But it just might be like, I'm not saying you Britney Spears famous, okay? We're just gonna say you ain't Britney Spears famous. And some of you are like, I'm fine with that. I don't even want to be that famous. I was scared of that. No, it's a much smaller collective than that. You get to keep the life that you like, or the one that you're trying to build on the next level. You get the cupcake with the sprinkles. 10 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. Expect a lot of information on how to make your happiness in this level. Others of you, this happens pretty quickly. Like I said, by the end of Cancer, you should clearly know and understand what's going to be happening. And what your plan is for like the next year. To where in Cancer season, you know, you're looking at some kind of closure and reflection, right? You guys might be looking at more recognition in Leo season next year, where it's like, damn, I'm getting really famous. Like, how the fuck did that happen? Like, right? I got little Cappies that are going to be famous by Leo next year. Like, oh shit. Like, I'm known. What the hell? Page of Swords. Some of you, oh damn. You're going to be dealing with gossip and internet trolls. Right? Just because you going on that level of being famous. Please take the time to process through your messages completely. Being at a state of calm. Or if I wasn't, being like, because I've been there too, where you're going to be journaling out fast. 2 a second meditation without a calmer state. And what you wrote over. Was this your imagination? Was this a clear vision? You know what I mean? Go over your notes when you're getting your future downloads, just because you don't want to miss something, right? Others of you, I've got you healing from a lot of like immature things said to you. What people would say really shaped and affected how you viewed yourself. And getting through that. Yeah, High Priestess and 9 of Wands. Not being worried about the hard work. Understanding some visions are blocked, though. You might need to make that in your notes, because, like, you're going to see something that's not a vision, right? It's your imagination. And you want to see what that future looks like, and it's blocked from you. So you're going to have to let it go. Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and 7 of Cups. I have you, like, coming back to it a couple of times. It's blocked, boo-boo. It's blocked. Right? Others of you, I have you very passionately giving into yourself. Being the student, looking at yourself, getting through that shadow work. really healing. Seeing more possibilities in yourself. You may have, you know, I have Knight of Pentacles and Two of Cups. For some of you, relationships distract you from your healing work. And you don't want to spend years in bad relationships, honey. You don't want to spend years icky. Which is, you know, why there's like the naps and everything else lessons. You really need to not get distracted. Like I said, most of you guys don't, but you do see how you aren't necessarily where you want to be. And it's because, you know, just a lot of self-worth injuries, not seeing value in yourself, not seeing potential in yourself. And, you know, you're starting to see that stuff more and more again, right? The more you do the shadow work, the more light you receive. Like, I'm not the shit they said I was, right? I'm not the shit they said I was. Yeah. Someone's friend reeks of skank. Akashic Records. Expect some messages. Others of you, you asked for this path. Remember that. This lineup. For some of you, that's why this kind of partnership was on hold from you. For others of you, this is something that you wanted to help create, right? Taurus, yeah. I've got you doing pleasure in the work. Others of you being very stubborn in a healthy way, right? Because sometimes we can be stubborn in a healthy way. I am not giving up on my shadow work, right? Something like that. Loving yourself. Seeing yourself as sexy for someone here. Embarrassment, like being able to get past that eventually. Control, struggle, issues, want, need, and release. Ew. Somebody's like, is that, no, it's from Van Wilder, like National Lampoon's Van Wilder, Will Ryan Reynolds. Like, who's in the tidy whities? Like, I need to relieve some pressure. Like, dude, who did you end up dating? Was that your dad? Like, it's disgusting. Pray connect more. And if you'd like to be added into the prayer list, go ahead and comment below. I have people who pray for my friends all the time, right? Because it's church. But I have a lot of people from church that watch not just the church readings. So they'll add you onto their list if they're allowed. Spiritual warfare. Some of you guys have gone under that. Others of you, you're looking at next year. Really the battle that you went under was self. And you're going to understand that type of warfare that you went under. And then you'll kind of get into the other demons. But you always start with self, hun. And then you branch off from there. So a lot of you guys are going through this ego death where it's like, I'm cleared out, I'm whole on the inside again. You know what I mean? And then you're going to see the types of entities that you were entertaining, and how you can fight them. And it kind of changes it later if you ever kind of fall down and get into a bad place again. You know how to fight in a different way. And it makes you stronger. But if you've never gone through it, you don't know it. You just knew. Gossip or third-party influence. Yeah, a lot of things said wounds. Others of you, not giving in to what other people say about your baby and shifting your plan. Others of you, I mean, you might have to deal with some stuff. You know what I mean? Right, like gossip on a project you're working on. This sucks. So you guys looking at addictions. Right, substance abuses. And being honest with ourselves, hun. For some of us, you know, hun, you're trapped in hell on earth, right? Like, and doing the best just not to tap out every day. And the fact that you don't want to give up shows how strong you are, right? Like, you're so strong. And then others of you, I mean, you're using it to just escape and other things where it was like avoidance, to try and look cool. Like, it was just trying to fill voids. Sometimes, I mean, was it relationships? Did you pick an addiction just so you could have a boyfriend? I mean, others of you, it's family mentalities and just participating, right? Like, everybody else in the family has one of those. They're like, new relationship or love. That's on a different level. And for those of you where you kind of understand, like, I wanted this type of relationship, but I wasn't even in a place to have it, right? Could I have even received it? A lot of you guys would have rejected that kind of love just because it's like, I didn't feel worthy of it, right? Gratitude. Being grateful for yourself, honey. That's very important. I'm so grateful for me. I'm so grateful for the friend in me. I'm so grateful for the love in me and the love that I can give me. Like, look at how grown you are. Others of you, I just have you very grateful for this new relationship that's headed towards you. For some of you, this is new love of self. Others of you, you're very grateful for whatever project you're able to create here or participate in, right? For some of you, this is just volunteering, but release. I have a lot of you guys making endings that it's okay, right? It's all your path. But this is going to be that friend or that partner that keeps trying to pull you away and down. And you finally just like, I'm done with it. Like, because you keep getting lighter by the day, hun. And eventually it's just, I don't want to be near that frequency anymore. Right? And you're getting towards that. And good for you. Just stick with doing your shadow work. And being good, right? Because you're doing your shadow work. You're being good. You are a good person. Right? Like, trying to be everyday gold star. Yeah, Cancer's big. Who you want to be in your soul tribe, hun? Do you want these types of entities in that category or not? Karmic relationship. Yeah, some of you guys are in those and that happens. But you're definitely going to be able to see it for what it is fully. Probably by the end of this month. If not, I mean, some of you guys, you're not lying to yourself. That's the point. As long as you're not lying to yourself, you're not slowing yourself down. So just try and at least accept the truth, right? This is a karmic relationship. Of the toxic kind. But, like, and that's what I love about you, but you're going to see that's what slows you down, hun, sometimes. And this is one where we're supposed to get through the darkness first, right? But maybe they could get help too. Maybe they could heal some. And are you listening? Are you being told yes they can, no they can't? Are you being asked to try and make that decision for yourself and seeing how you do gauging stuff? I mean, we all have our own tests, but how you doing, hun? I've got Virgo. Yeah, very studious here soon, right? We're pretty studious now. Remembering how much we can absorb as a student, how we have to be on certain frequencies, how we have to have certain clarity in order to even take or understand certain things. And sometimes the only lessons we're learning are that of our own life, right? Doing those reflections, looking at our past, right? Getting into shadow sometimes. We can always learn from ourselves, right? Light worker. Yeah, some of you guys are meant to bring a light to others. And that's where we're going in this next chapter, right? Now I get to bring my light to the world in a way, right? I get to help so many. Or, you know what I mean? Because I feel like so many. Others of us, that's what we're going to be working on, learning what our gift and purpose is, right? At least in this next chapter. You should understand this by the end of Cancer. Make sure you journal it out, hun. It's always a good thing to do. I always ask you to. And especially, say a year from now, you look at that. Are you still focused on what you think you're supposed to be focused on? Or is daydreams or what other people had to say taking you away from it? Wait a second. What was my actual assignment? Capricorn. Definitely embracing you, right? I can do the hard work. I'm okay that it takes time. I like that things take time, right? Root chakra. Know they're lying. Cleanse self and our energy and speak your truth. Some of you guys clearly being able to call somebody out and stand in a different type of strength when they try and manipulate you.